2013 Ford Explorer. Customer complains check engine light comes on and off at times. So scan the vehicle, and this is the code we got. P0457, small leak detected. It is a capless fuel system. Let's go by the truck. Okay, let's open this. So like I said, it's a capless system. You just want to make sure this area is clean, free of debris. This little gate, make sure it's not stuck open. So I already cleaned the area off with the funnel. So this is working the way it's supposed to be. It's got a good tension behind it, so it's good. So let's go by the scanner, and gonna show you what to look for. I already diagnosed it, nothing wrong with the system. I found something was left loose by the previous shop. So let's go through the testing method. So let's I'll leave that open. So under scanner, we go under engine computer, and then go under emission EVAP fuel system data. Let it load up. So the testing method is going to be like this. Vent valve usually normally open, and the purge valve is normally closed. So when PCM provides the ground in that particular system to purge valve, it opens and it draws fuel vapors from the canister and introduce the vapors into the intake where it can be burned off. One system is trying to find out if there's a leak or not. What PCM does, it provides the ground to the vent valve, making it close, and then it provides ground to the purge valve as well too. Yes, actually, I'm sorry. It does not provide the ground to the purge valve. It only supplies the ground to the vent valve to close that valve down. This is normally closed, so PCM doesn't do anything. And then system runs a test, sees if there's a leak or not in the system. And what it watches is, let me see. Let me select what I want to select. So let's go under pressure and the fuel tank pressure transducer voltage. Go over here. So right now it says 2.67, right? So like I said, it's already been done, nothing wrong with the system. So what the test suggests, that open the flap up and look for the voltage. The system release voltage should be around 2.65, which with the flapper open, which it shows that, right? So now our next test is gonna be our vent valve. What we gotta do, we gotta supply our own ground, making this valve to be open. And purge valve, we're gonna provide our ground, making it, vent valve, we're gonna provide ground to close that vent valve. Purge valve, we're gonna provide the ground to make this valve open. And then we're gonna watch the voltage, start the engine up, and if voltage goes below 1 volt, if it does not, then that equates to you have large leak. But once it drops below 1 volt, then you got to remove the ground from purge valve, and then we got to watch the tank pressure sensor voltage for a minute. If it bleeds more than 0.4 volt, then there's a small leak. So like I said, I went through the test, nothing wrong with it. So I just wanted to make a video of it. If someone's doing the testing or whatnot, I thought just to make a quick video of it. It's a pretty neat system actually once you understand it. So right now, like I said, you know, I already tested the system. I opened the flapper up when system was working the way it's supposed to. As soon as I opened the flapper up, I could hear the hissing of the vacuum or the pressure. So let's start from the beginning. So right now it's 2.67, right? Which it's the flapper open, which is fine. So now let's go to wiring diagram and let's find out which wires to supply ground. Okay, so this is the EVAP one right there. A green wire is the power wire, and the white and brown wire is going to be our PCM supplies the ground. So that's the wire we're going to supply our ground to. As you can see, this is the fuse. That's where the power come through. So that'll be on the engine side of it. By the fuel tank side of it, that's a vent valve, right? Again, that's our power, red wire, brown and red, and our green and violet wire would be PCM supply ground. So we're gonna provide our ground, making this valve to go into closed position, and this valve, when we supply our ground to it, it'll open the valve and it'll build vacuum pressure because engine is running. So let's do that and watch our voltages. Okay, before I go too far, so when I took this engine cover out, I found out this hose was just hanging out there. It was not clicked, it was just barely on the valve. So I clicked it back on. Like I said, this is the thing that I found wrong with it, and I ran through the system. System's working the way it's supposed to be. So here's my setup. So I got a this is the ground wire right there. That's the wire that PCM supplies ground to, and I got fuse wire right there. So I'm gonna supply my ground over here. So right now this valve should be open, and I'm gonna lift the car up and show you where the vent valve lives. Let me close this. Okay, let's go up with the car. Okay, below the car, underneath the car. So that's where the vent valve lives right there, and our green wire is going to be ground wire that PCM supplies ground to. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna supply my ground here, and I think you're gonna hear clicking. You heard it, right? Let me do it again. Okay, let's see. You heard it? There. So right now this is closed and the purge valve is open right now. So now we're gonna start the car up and let the pressure build up. Okay, as you can see, engine light is not on, but now we're gonna leave the truck running and let's watch our voltages. Okay, as you can see, voltage is going down. So let's see if it goes below 1 volt, which it does. You can see the pressure as well right there, going on the negative. Let's keep watching. Okay, as you can see, it's below 1 volt, right? So let's give it a minute or so. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the ground off the purge valve. Okay, the ground is out of there. Let's watch our voltage. It should not go above 1 volt. Or sorry, 0.4 volt. For a minute, you just gotta watch. You can tell that it's holding pressure. Okay, so I'm going to turn the truck off and I'll let you hear what the system system is indeed holding pressure. But like I said, this is testing a small leak, which it doesn't have a small leak either. So, all right, let me turn the truck off and we'll go by the fuel door. As you can see, voltage is being held and pressure is being held. Okay, so the truck is off and let you hear this. Hopefully it'll make hissing sound. There. So I depleted all the pressure. But yeah, the system's working as designed. design, as I stated, the purge valve was just hanging out by the, it was just hanging out right here. So I made sure it's clicked back in, and yeah, nothing wrong with the car. And yeah, hopefully it helps someone else out there who's trying to understand the system, trying to test their own system. But yeah, this is it.